Good morning. So I'm just leaving my Airbnb and I have decided to take the bus today exclusively. So the train yesterday was fine in the morning, like, easy breezy. But in the afternoon, it was canceled and then delayed. So I ended up getting on a train that came an hour later than the one that I was supposed to get on. Which, thankfully all worked out. I got home. But for paying almost 14 pounds and then to have to deal with those delays and stuff. I'm not convinced that it's not going to be more chaotic today. Not that the bus is necessarily going to be better, but at least it's cheaper. So I feel like I've saved money if I'm going to have that inconvenience. So, and the beauty is that this bus is one of the open top ones, which I love. So I'm gonna go walk down to where the buses come, which is right by the beach, and gonna catch a bus to Swanage, and then from there I have to catch another bus out to kind of the end of the road where this ferry terminal is that would go across the river to bay estuary, I don't know, the body of water to Poole. So that's the very technically the very end of the Southwest Coast Path, or the beginning if you're going the other direction. So I'm going to do that little stretch between there and Swanage. So we'll catch you up more about that when I get there. An interesting bus ride. First of all, it wasn't the open top; it was that one. Second of all, as I was getting on in Weymouth, this random guy started talking to me. I think he just wanted to hear himself talk. And he talked my ear off for half the ride. And then he got off and all these school children started getting on to go to school. And they were obnoxious. Mostly because they sat right next to me and were yell talking. So I am back in the Weymouth. I am back at the Wareham train station over there, and gonna catch a bus. That's not the bus stop sign. I don't know where the bus stop sign is. Yeah, there it is, right there. To Swanage. I actually think I'm gonna walk out the way you're supposed to go, because there's this one big hill. And then after the hill, it's a gradual downhill. And if I go the other way, it'll be a gradual uphill. So it'll also break up my bus riding a little bit. So I have a little layover here, and then I'm gonna catch the bus to Swanage. Made it to Swanage, and I'm gonna go down to the beach and change my shoes and get on the path. It says about landslips. Concerning landslips, but also, hooray! We know not to go down there. Out that way. So, climbing up this hill. This is the one big hill of this hike for today. I tweaked my ankle. I didn't do anything. I took a step, and I just felt a little pop, and now it kind of hurts to flex. So we'll see how that feels by the end of the day. Or if I need to cut out on this hike early, hop a bus. I've also had my third random stranger stop and just start a conversation with me, apropos of nothing. They've all been quite lovely, but really random. So I'm off. This runner just came by and told me that they're cows, so cool. Let's see how that is. Really the less trodden path. Apparently a little bit of both. So you take the low road and you're on the coastal path, and you take the high road and you're on the Purbeck Way. Super pretty out here though. And that is the Isle of Wight. There we go. There's the white section. You can see it. That's where the needles are. And then this curves around. White section of our own, and then on the edge of this hill, on the other, that's Bournemouth, I think, that you can kind of see the edge of. I'm just in Studland Bay. My hair's doing some special things, but there's another diversion, but it's very well signed and tells you where to go. Love that. In other news, my ankle is feeling a little better. I think a little rest at lunch and then a slightly flatter path has been helpful. I'm also gonna walk in the water for a bit, so the cold water will probably help. So we'll see how we're doing. I think, so one of the reasons I came here was to do the section of the path called the Ranges. So the Lulworth Ranges are it's like 14 miles. I call it the roller coaster because it's like this. So that big hill that I did yesterday with the staircase, that's basically what it is, like a bunch of those. And after yesterday, with the heat and the no clouds and the no, any sort of cover shade, I've been thinking maybe it's not such a great idea to try to do 14 miles in that. And then with my ankle, I think this is the universe's way of telling me this is not a great idea. So I have to figure out what else I'm gonna do tomorrow, because that's when I was gonna do this. But I'm sure I'll find something. This is it, I finally reached the final beach section. So I think it's like a 3-mile walk out there. So we'll see. A little bookshop on the beach. Gators are helping my sand hiking woes. Beautiful beach. I haven't filmed very much in the last bit because this beach turns into a naturist beach, which is what they call a nude beach here. And yeah, so I looked at the sand a lot and out the water a lot. So I'm very close and I just have to go around this corner. Close, there it is. And I made it to the sign. This may not be the end of the line for me, nor is it even the end of the Dorset path section, but it's kind of cool to see the sign because I've seen so many pictures of it. So it's like there's 3 signs. There's this one, there's one in Minehead, which is the other end of the path, and then there's one at the halfway point, and I want to see all of them. So it's not going to be in any particular order, but kind of like, this is going to sound weird, but what comes to mind is Pokemon. You got to catch them all, right? You got to find all of the all the waypoints, that sort of thing. That's kind of how I see it. So that's going to be the end of today. It's a little under 8 miles. So I think I'm going to go back to Swanage and maybe have a little bit of beach time, and eventually make my way back to Weymouth. But hot weather for the last 2 days, not a cloud in the sky, and I finally come to the beach and look, clouds, of course. Still putting my feet in the water because it still feels good. The rest of me is real cold. Overpriced ice cream from in Dorset. It's a little artificial tasting at the end, but okay, it's like an 8.5. Back in Weymouth, it is freezing. The weather has certainly changed. It feels like it's gonna rain, and it's very windy. So I'm gonna walk back home, probably stop by a shop. I wanna buy some cereal. They just have cornflakes and muesli, neither of which are my favorites. So I think I'm gonna take more of a chill day tomorrow, but more research later. Okay, so I just checked the weather and it definitely seems it's gonna rain tonight, but I think I'm gonna beat it back to my accommodation, so hopefully I won't get rained on. Weather report says it's only supposed to rain overnight, so it should be sunny and bright, basically how it's been the last few days tomorrow. ankle is feeling pretty good. It mostly is like a bruise now. I don't know what I did. It's really weird. But I still think it's probably a bad idea to do the ranges, the 14 mile, like up, down, up, down. It's like you gain like 2,400 feet of elevation total over the 14 miles. It just seems like a bad idea. So I will probably just kind of decide that that section and the section before it from Osmington Mills to Lulworth, I probably just won't do on this trip. And that'll give me a lot more time and flexibility to do other things and not be like just trying to make mileage, because as much as I say I'm not going to do that, I'm still like trying to do it. So yeah, so I think I'm just gonna let that go, and that'll make life easier to make decisions. In good news, I'll probably be home for breakfast tomorrow, and so I went to the shop and I got my favorite cereal. They don't make it in the United States, so I always get it when I come over here. But so hilariousness just ensued. I went to the little corner market to just get a cider to have with dinner, and I got carded. The drinking age here is 18. Yeah, so that was weird. I was like, I only have my United States driver's license with me because I don't want to off my passport. And the guy was like, what? 1986? I was like, yes. 1986 is the year I was born. I'm very much over the age of 18. Thank you so much. And then it came up that I was a secondary school teacher, teaching the people that are young enough to need to get carded because they can't drink yet. Just kind of hilarious. But I guess I'll take it as a compliment.